For me, it's hard to believe that White Collar is entering its 6th season on USA, and it has been announced the final season. One of the stars joins us, one of my favorite characters, and Tim, I want to call you Peter.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. When somebody says hi to me by my character's name, I'm honored.
Well, Tim, I mentioned earlier this is the final season, so I can only imagine that Peter is going to get into a lot of drama this season.
He is. I think we've got an exciting season in store for the audience. The thing about the final seasons and final episodes, they're bittersweet, but I think the writers and the cast and the crew as well have come up with something that will surprise the audience like they've never been surprised before. It's shocking.
I'm just curious, does your wife ever ask for a little bit of Peter in her life?
You know, I don't know if I've ever been asked that, but that is just a great question because, yes, she does say that. She said, you know, that would be nice if you did that as well.
Oh, I bet she does, man. I love that character, Peter. So I'm just curious, is there a wall between you and the writers or some collaboration happening?
You know, there never has been a wall. The writers have been wonderful. What happens is when you do a show for a certain amount of time, eventually it's a chicken or egg thing, and you don't know who is listening to whom. And it goes both ways. Sometimes the writers are listening to the actors and how they are doing the character, and then the characters are and the actors are looking for the writers for the next step. But what's been great is there's been a wonderful dialogue with the writers that the actors have been able to have, right up until the final moment of the show. Matt Bomer and I had this idea, and I came to Jeff Easton with it, and it was accepted. And Jeff, of course, took it and even went further with it, as he does, because he's just brilliant that way. And it's been wonderful. And I hope that I can work with every single one of those writers in another capacity at some time.
Well, Tim, it's hard to believe that White Collar is wrapping up, but have you ever thought to yourself how cool it is that you guys air on Thursday night? That is the night. You know, Cosby started that years ago.
No, I never did. I never, and it is. I never thought about that. That's really cool. You know what happens is you get involved in your character, and you get involved in memorizing lines and working on the scenes and working out episodes and moments and just making sure it's right for you. But thank you, Conn. It takes a moment like that to step back. And of course, your parents give you that moment every so often, or your wife say, hey, stand back, realize where you are right now. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Well, Tim, you've had tremendous success. And last question, given that success, what have you learned on your journey that you can share with the rest of us that has served you so well?
Thank you for that. I've learned to continue to do what I do as best I can, and that is be an actor or a director or a storyteller. And there are many other elements that I have no control over, but I do have control over how I approach something, how I approach a story, how I approach a character, and to remain honest to my work and to myself and to those around me, and to enjoy it and step back and every so often say, wow, I'm starring on a show that's Thursday night at 9.
Tim, you rock. Thank you for following that advice. We so look forward to watching the last season of White Collar and all that you still have yet to do. We so enjoy you on the silver screen. Thanks so much.
Thanks. It's a pleasure.